crosses the line. There we go. Mark Reinhard, European champion.
Making it happen to the inside. This one going to Orlowski.
Welcome to the Team Cayote podcast. On this episode, Jilles Groskamp.
All right, so we are joined today by, former world champion, current world champion as well, and former European champion, and I'm sure you've got a bunch of national and regional titles to your name, Jilles Groskamp. How are you today, Jilles?
Hi, Frank. Yeah, I'm fine, thank you. Yeah.
Oh, fabulous. So it looks like you're in is that your lounge, your front room, or as we say in the UK. So it looks like you have
it's just my living room.
Display
yeah,
case.
It's my living room. I thought just sit down here, just relax on the couch.
What's in the display case there? Looks like some trophies and
some trophy, and these are my 12 scale cars from the World Championship 2010 when I finished second.
Wow.
And also the 2008 A final in Thailand when I was 6, I think. So yeah,
6?
I kept those cars,
Wow.
so it's nice to have them. Yeah. Still with
Very
the
cool.
battery and everything, so. It's
So well that takes us way back already. So let's start with going way back. Basically, just a really quick rundown for people who are, I mean, if you can believe it, people who are unfamiliar with Jilles Groskamp, the world and national and European champion. So how did you get started? You know, with just a quick rundown. I'm sure you've had this question a lot. How did you get started with RC and your first RC car? Who did you race with and home track and that sort of thing?
I can go. I started in 1993, and I was 13 years old, and
Wow.
And luckily I was living close to the track of Heemstede. Which is, of course, very, very nice, convenient, because I could go on a bicycle to the track.
Nice.
I could charge some batteries at home, and I could run a few packs and come back home. And I did it for a couple of years just to play like a hobby, and it was of course expensive. And so I took it slowly. You know, my first car was a Tamiya car, a TT01. And afterwards I got the F1 car, and I think it was the F101 or something.
Wow.
And so I got a little bit better. Of course, I practiced a lot. So I got the Corelli F1 car, which was at that time the F1 car, and at that time that class was also quite big in the Netherlands. So I joined some national races, and I could win them. So slowly I start to go to like. Just outside the country to join some European championship, and then I got in touch with Corelli first. Had a nice time with them. I got some sponsor, some free car, and that kind of thing. And then Tamiya came around the corner for a few years. They also sponsored me from the local guys in Holland, the Tamiya dealer. And then I got more and more international 2002, and I joined X-Ray, and it was a very small team at that time. It was only Martin Lee, and I believe it was Teppo Kaupinen, I think it was his name. He was a buggy driver, and we went only with 3 cars to the World Championship in South Africa.
Oh wow!
And I made the final already there in 2002, so I was only 22, and I had, of course, some driving experience, but still not on that level. It was the first Worlds, or actually the second one, but yeah, it was still new for me. But I made the final, so at that time was really nice boost, of course, for X-Ray. And then I stayed with X-Ray till 2007, and then I got friends with Mark Reinhard and with Uwe, and they said, "Hey, why you not join the Tamiya team?" And then, of course, Tamiya at that time was quite big, because Mark, he won the Worlds in 2004. And Surikan was also in that team, of course. And so I joined Tamiya in 2008, and had a great time. Of course, we win a lot of races that time with Mark, and also Victor was there.
Those bright blue Tamiya years.
Yes, and Upo Honegal also. So we were a very strong team. So we could win pretty much every race. And of course, I won the Worlds 2012 in Hempstead, and this was, of course, the biggest win ever, and it was great, of course. Yeah, and then kind of 2014 we went to the Worlds in that was in America, and we didn't win. At that time, Yokomo was stronger and stronger with Ronald and also Noto. And that was the time that Bruno came around the corner, so also Bruno was fast. And Tamiya kind of decided not to continue anymore with the project. And then I switched to hot bodies because they were also knocking on the door, and I was thinking, hey, Tamiya's going away from the racing scene a bit.
Yeah.
And I joined hot bodies, but that time also hot bodies was going through like a rough time. So I thought, okay, what they're gonna do, and then Kenji, he called me and said, hey Jilles, here I'm Kenji and I want to start up a company, Infinity, and you are one of the guys I really would like to have in my team. And of course at that time we only have a nitro car, and in the past I already started to drive also nitro, so I also had the experience with nitro, so I was the good guy for them to drive electric and also nitro cars. So that was good. And so I joined the Infinity team from 2016, and I'm here and I'm still there.
Yeah, I mean, so you're one of the foundational members of the team, basically, for Infinity.
I was one of the first guys. Of course, you have Jesse and Lamberto and Carmine. They were the first guys. And then of course because of the hot bodies they kind of broke down. Timu and Andy also joined Infinity, and then I was pretty much the next guy. So it came at the right time, I think.
Yeah, for sure. It's it's one of those things. Obviously door closes, and sometimes hopefully another door opens, doesn't it?
Yes, exactly.
That's very good.
Yeah, it just goes like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So you lived in Thailand for quite a while.
Yes.
Obviously, now we spoke before a little bit about how many tracks there are in Thailand, and obviously TITC is a big thing there. Pattaya had hosted the off-road buggy worlds, and that was a huge event. And it you were telling me earlier that the metropolitan area there is massive, and there's just huge tracks that are all around. So what's it like to be as a pro racer? What's it like to be in that sort of environment where you can just kind of pop around to whatever major sort of track that you want to go to?
Yeah, that was the thing. I moved there in 2009, and at that time I drive for Tamiya, and also Orion. They came around the corner, and Orion was also based partly there with Maxima guys, and they were asking me, hey, why you not come to Thailand, and we can test there a lot because the weather is of course always is hot, so you can test very good. You can drive pretty much all year. And what you say, in Bangkok alone, you have 3, 4, or 5 tracks around which are really nice, like RC City, RC Addict, RCS at that time, the track of the World Championship 2008. And so there's a huge, big group of guys there, and also Atsushi was there at that time. So you could practice there pretty much every day. The tracks, they were always good for the traction. They clean the track, they put sugar water, and you can go and you can practice all day.
Wow.
So that was one of the reasons to move there. Of course, I also met my wife there 2008, and so it was a win-win to move there and really drive like a professional driver because the life is cheap there, and that was a good moment. It was also nice for Tamiya to have one guy in Asia, and also for Orion that time to move there and test many things.
Yeah, and when you move back to the Netherlands with your growing family,
yes.
What's the comparison like between maybe as a someone wanting to introduce their kids to RC and see if they grab it and want to do more with it? What's the comparison between living in Bangkok and living where you are in the Netherlands with the tracks and the clubs that are available?
No, I think we are also quite lucky in Holland, in the Netherlands, that we have also many tracks which are also close by, because I live in the area of the airport Amsterdam. So I have
Okay.
Hampstead around the corner. I have Apeldoorn 1 hour away.
Yeah.
I have Gouda, which is a nice track, 45 minutes. So there are also 4 or 5 tracks within a range of an hour. So for RC, it's quite nice, but the problem is in the wintertime, what you do, because we
Yeah.
don't have so many carpet tracks, or actually we have only one, which is only open in the weekend. So that's a bit different in Holland, that you have only the season, and the season is from March till yeah, say October, and so you have yeah, it's a different life. Yeah, and for my children, my oldest son, he's now 14, Valentino, and he sometimes plays, but he also likes to play football. So
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
I just let him do what he wants to do. And but yeah, in Thailand, he also when he was younger, he also come with me to the track to play a bit. But yeah, I think both countries are great for racing. Yeah, for sure.
That's fantastic. So you mentioned earlier about being on the Team Orion team. Obviously, Oscar Jensen, very very heavily involved in that. And now you're working with Oscar again at Coyote. So
Yeah.
can you describe for us, tell us a little bit about what that is like?
Yeah, I know him from a long time ago, because Oscar was the one who kind of helped me with stuff equipment in the early days when I started to race in 1996. He worked for Corelli and Orion, and he helped me with some stuff. And then later on, I raced for Peak Racing, and Peak
Yeah.
Racing was of course part of Orion. So I have also a couple of years with Peak Racing. Then I got a very nice offer from at that time from Trinity, from Ernie, and was also, yeah, I was young, and I could get some more money, and was quite exciting to try that. But then later on, I speak with Oscar again, and I came back to Orion, and of course we win the World Championship together, which was really nice. Yeah, so on and off, I joined him, and sometimes I left him, mainly because as an RC racer, you need to make money not only from your main sponsor, but you need more sponsors to survive.
Yeah, of course.
And I also raced a few years for Orca, which also were nice for me. Yeah, last year in Thailand, TATC, I was actually still running for Orca, and Oscar was there again, and he came out with a new brand, Coyote.
Yeah.
And he said, "Jilles, I want you back again. I want you in my team, and let's do this." And I know him, so, and I know if he can do great things, and I know also where the batteries are coming from. And yeah, I think it's then again some door closes and the next opens.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. No, you mentioned the batteries there, and at events that we go to, we talk to just regular racers. We don't necessarily know their names. They're just like, oh, we see you running a Coyote battery. What do you like about it? And they all say that the power and the size and the weight of the batteries is just so much better than all of the other batteries that they've tried. And obviously, these guys they're privateers. They're buying their own.
Yes.
They're buying their own stuff. They're putting their money on the track. Their own funds. I mean, can you tell us what you think about the products and especially the batteries?
Yeah, what you say that now a lot of guys on the track, they actually can feel the power. So it's not only the name that Mark Reinhardt is running Coyote, and Jilles Groskamp and Michael Oscar. So I need the battery. But then when they try the battery, they actually also say, "Hey, this is a really good battery." And I have been to China, to the factory, and I have seen how they made a battery, and how they match all the batteries, and how they take care of the quality that is just another world. And I think that's the reason the batteries are so good. And then if you see at the ATC, they won the stock class, which is of course really important for the power of the battery. The modified class is also important. The battery has to be very strong and also has to be capacity. But the main advantage in the modified is that the battery is also lightweight. So you have a better balance in the car. So I think the combination of weight and power and capacity, this is where we have a very good battery now. Yeah,
That's awesome. It sounds very exciting, and I imagine there must be future product projects that you're aware of that maybe we don't want to talk about. But I mean, are you excited for the future of what you know is coming from Coyote?
yeah, I'm of course excited because I run also the speed controller and the motors now, and it seems to work all really fine. In the beginning, we had some issues. Of course, that's normal for a new company, especially with the ESC. It's quite difficult to make it perfect. But now the feeling is really good. In Apeldoorn at ETS a week ago, I had no problem with the speed controller. The motors, they look super nice. They're also lightweight, so that's also important. And I know they push a lot to make it even better. So we get sometimes a new software update, some small hardware changes, updates. So I feel like we only can get even better, but it's already a very, very good product.
Yeah, and so you're already able to tune using the Bluetooth connector and stuff like that from your phone directly into the Speedo.
Yes.
How handy is that in the pits for you to be able to just tap some stuff on your phone screen?
Yeah, it's very handy, and I'm not the young guy anymore, so I'm not as good as other guys with apps and stuff. But it's really easy to get the app, to download the app, and start working with it. So it's easy to change the settings of the speed controller. You can also send it to your friend. Hey, I'm running this settings, so it's all super easy to work with. Yeah.
That's fabulous. And obviously, you mentioned a few of the other names there: Reinhard, Orlovsky, Hora. What is it like to be basically, I mean, kind of on the same team again with some of these big name guys that you race with on the same chassis manufacturer previously, but now you're kind of teammates again? I mean, the amount of sort of like skills and brain power and the manufacturing capacity of the Coyote factory, it just must mean that there's a lot of potential there for you and obviously the team in the future.
Yeah, it's great to have these guys in the team because they show that the battery is working really well, and so you can say, okay, if I have any issues with speed, at least you know the battery is fine, and sometimes we also keep in touch about the settings, what they use, that I can also learn from them, because of course they have a different car, a different driving style, but still I can also get help from them. Hey, what kind of settings they are running, so I can always try those settings to also improve my own package. So
that's fascinating. So have you been able to look at, say, Mark's settings from his, obviously he's running different chassis than what you're getting, and maybe Orlovsky's settings, and go, well, this is where he's doing this, and maybe that will help me be faster on the straight or in the tight sections or whatever, and you're able to compare that?
Yeah, especially like brake feeling, what kind of settings you have on the brakes.
Wow.
If these guys are turning really good lap times, you're gonna look on track. Hey, where do you think he can gain something? And then you see, hey, he got really good brakes. And then you say, hey, Mark, what kind of settings are you running for the brakes? And what kind of boost settings are you running for the power? Which type of battery are you running now? Because we had some we're kind of in between 6300 and 68 in Apeldoorn, so we were like, okay, should we stick with the 63 or we go with the 68? And then this is the advantage of this, and So yeah, you kind of talk also with this together just to help. Just to help each other out. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, and so you guys actually will change the batteries that you might run during an event based on
I think
traction levels or something,
yes.
temperatures?
I think in Europe now the power and the tracks are bigger than in Thailand, for example. Because actually the race that we started to know what we have to use was like in Thailand during TATC. Most guys they choose the 6300 battery, which is a really popular battery also in stock because it's really lightweight. But we found actually already in Hempstead track, I found that the 6300 was maybe not enough for the end of the run. So you can almost dump the battery because you use so much power.
Okay.
And then also in Apeldoorn, I had a few issues with the 63 that the battery got very hot. And then we kind of decided, okay, let's try a bit more capacity, and we went for the 68, which is only 18 grams more heavy, but the battery could hold much better and was much more consistent. So if you run on a small track, you can easily go with the 63, but if you run on a big track with super high grip, you have to have a little bit more capacity.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fascinating insight there. I didn't actually never considered running just a completely different battery, but yeah. Great. Okay. Well, thank you very much, Jilles, and want to thank you on behalf of Team Cayote and RCTV, and I hope you have a great rest of the day. Thank you very much for your time.
Okay, Frank. Thank you so much.
Okay. We'll catch you later.
Yeah. All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Crosses the line. There we go. Mark Reinhard, European champion.
Oh, making it happen to the inside. This one going to Orlowski.